Anytime I head over to Texas, I always make an effort to go down to Lockhart, to go to places like Smitty's Market and Kreuz Market. A lot of that stuff is very good, but I particularly like the sausage, particularly at Kreuz Market. It's a very different style of sausage to what I'm used to making, and probably very different to a lot of the videos you guys watch. So I'm gonna make up a Kreuz Market style or inspired sausage. It's very, very simple on the seasonings. It doesn't have any cure in it because we're not gonna be cold smoking it for any length of time. So let's make it up. So what I've got here is some brisket trim that I've ground down once through the grinder on a 6mm die. And the brisket that I trimmed up last week left me with some pretty fatty trim. Left me with about a 60-40 brisket trim grind. And that was kind of the inspiration for this sausage. These sausages are typically fattier, so I thought it would be perfect to make up a Lockhart or Kreuz Market style sausage. And as I say, super, super simple seasonings. We're gonna go in with some black pepper, some cayenne pepper, and some salt. And then one last thing we're gonna add is some milk powder. This is what I'm gonna be using to bind the sausage. You could definitely use other binders. I'm not actually too sure what the most frequently used binder is down there at Lockhart, but I'm very familiar with milk powder, so I'm going with that. We'll go in with a touch of water and then just get all of this mixed around. In some light research for a Kreuz Market style sausage, it seems to come up fairly frequently that that's pretty much all they use. The other thing is, I think they use about 20% pork in their sausage as well, but I'm just going for an all beef sausage today because that's the grind that I've got. Looking nice and pasty, so I think that's done. So I put this to the side for a sec whilst I get together my new sausage stuffer. And I finally went for one that fits inside my dishwasher. So I don't have to hand wash my sausage stuffer anymore. This is a 3-litre capacity, so a lot smaller than what I've had before. So I'm gonna use this sausage stuffer when I'm making small batches for videos, and then whip out my bigger one when I'm making batches for events. So we've got some natural hog casings. And I'm gonna go on with more casings than I think I'll actually need because I'm gonna make these into C-links in true Kreuz Market style. So I need a little bit more length per sausage just to make sure I can tie them up. Tie it off, and then I'm just gonna turn these out. Probably about that length. And I'm absolutely certain this isn't how they do it at scale, but this is how I make them. Gonna twist that end so the sausage is nice and well packed. Then take those two ends, tie them together. And I've got a little sausage C-link. Pretty small, maybe could be a little bit bigger and possibly a little bit firmer compact actually. So not looking too bad. Make as many of these as I can. So there we go, got 9 C-links out of this. Other than a slight inconsistency in the size, they're well stuffed and they're well tied. So these sausages are ready to cook. Because we're not making a cured sausage, they've got no curing salt in them, therefore we don't need to leave them for 12 hours overnight. They're ready to throw into the smoker or on the grill or however you want to cook them. But for me personally, anytime I'm making sausage, I like to let them set overnight in the fridge anyway. It's really gonna help the sausage set up and firm up. All those protein strands will kind of cling together. And by doing that, you'll end up with a sausage that has a nice firm texture and that definitely won't crumble when you cut it open. So these are gonna go onto a tray and into the fridge. These have been resting in the fridge overnight. They're looking nice and dry. They're looking really good actually. Skins are really nicely dried out, really nice and firm as well. So we're gonna take these outside, get these onto the offset. So we're gonna be smoking these with a nice heavy smoke. We're gonna be smoking these about 200 Fahrenheit-ish. But the key point is we got a nice big dense log on there, so we're gonna be generating a lot of good smoke. And obviously these aren't cured, so we're not gonna smoke them for too long, but probably get them done in about 2.5 hours, something like that. All I'm looking for is a nice deep color, good smoke flavor, and for them to hit an internal temperature of about 150, 155. So we'll get that shut down. So these have been cooking for about 1.5 hours and they actually cooked a lot quicker than I anticipated that they would. So they're not quite as dark as I'd like, but they've hit temperature now, so they're gonna go into a pool of ice water. That's gonna stop them from cooking, chill them out, solidify those fats, and it means that we can just fridge them pretty quickly and cook them up again or reheat them again when we want them. These will just cool down for about 45 minutes to an hour. I'll fish them out, dry them off, put them into the fridge. And yeah, I think maybe I just wasn't keeping an eye on the pit well enough and they cooked just that little bit too quick. But they still got a nice smoke color on them, and that color will develop over the next couple of days whilst they're in the fridge. And you could definitely just reheat them right now. You could throw them into an oven if you wanted to, put them back on the pit, chuck them in an air fryer, just bring them back up to a reheated safe temp and you're good to go. For me, these are actually gonna be eaten in a couple of days. So continue to let these chill out. A couple of days later, I threw a couple of those links just onto the pellet grill just to reheat. Gotta have some crackers, some cheese, Looking like a little Kreuz market spread. These links are looking great. Really, really nice and firm. Give a little snap. Ooh, that is a juicy link. They are super juicy. Definitely got the fat content about right. Oh wow. Yeah, that is a very, very juicy sausage. Cracker, cheese, sausage. Really, really well balanced flavor. Perfect amount of heat from the cayenne. Probably one of the fattiest sausages I've made as well. I actually quite like the color that they came out as well. They're not quite as dark as I wanted, but they look good. It's crazy how it can taste this good with just 3 ingredients. But I guess kind of like a steak, season it well, put it over some fire or in a pan, and you've got an incredible piece of meat. Kind of the same with this sausage. It's just good quality beef, seasoned perfectly with salt and pepper, a little bit of cayenne for a little bit of heat, some really good oak smoke flavor. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's much I'd change about it, to be honest. It's got a nice bind on there as well, which is good. Saltine cracker, piece of cheese. Yeah, just all around a really good sausage. Yeah, I almost couldn't believe that some of the best sausage in Texas is this simple, but it really, really is. Does it taste like Kreuz market sausage? Can't really remember, but it's very good regardless. So yeah, that is how to make a Kreuz market Lockhart style sausage. Super, super simple, absolutely delicious. Making it again for sure. So please let me know if you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, if you're gonna make this sausage. Please like, comment, subscribe, do all those things. It really, really, really does help me out. And I'll see you next week for another video. The only thing that can make cheese and crackers better is by adding good sausage.